welcome back to my channel Etheria, and if you're new here, my name is Zina and I'm here to help you and guide you to create your own whimsical, beautiful wardrobe. Today's video is going to be a little more different than my usual. This time I'm not showing you a how-to, at least not directly. Instead, I wanted to share a book that I've absolutely loved and fallen in love with, and it's by Jolie Collins Barley. And just to be clear, this is not a sponsored book. I bought it myself, and I can only recommend for you guys to buy it as well because it's amazing. It's a treasure. It's pure treasure. I really enjoy having physical books as part of my process, and this one has been such a treasure. Julie gives you a step-by-step guide on how to craft your first corset, and also what materials you will need, and the construction tips, and all the fitting adjustments that you will need. But spoilers alert, I didn't have to do any adjustments to my corset, because the first time I did it, the first time I tried it on, it fitted like a glove based on this treasury book, because literally it never ever happened to me. Usually I always have to go through tons of adjustments, but this time I did not have to do anything. I don't know if it was because I actually took my time with measuring my body, or it's just because I used Illustrator to create the pattern. Mainly I use Illustrator because I'm really shit in drawing, hand drawing. Like, for whatever reason I cannot use a ruler. Like, whatever I draw, it's never 90° or perfect, so I leave that work to Illustrator, and I usually just print it out and start working. But yeah, before I continue talking here further and further, let's go into the how-to video. Really, it's just like the only thing you can take out of this video is mainly the techniques. It's probably going to be the same for part 2, so this part is just going to be the first toile based on this book, and then there's going to be a part 2 which is going to come in 2 weeks time, where I show you how I use this technique on the real fabric. So I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let's go into the video. As mentioned before, to make the pattern I used Illustrator. If you're anything like me and struggle with drawing straight lines, or end up with pattern pieces that look a little wonky, I really recommend trying a software. Anyone else totally fed up with their printer ink? Because, well, same. I am. I was beyond done with my old printer, constantly acting up and devouring ink like there's no tomorrow. So I went on the hunt for a better solution and ended up finding this magical inkless printer. It works on special thermal paper instead of ink, which is perfect for me since I mostly use this printer just to print my sewing patterns and therefore don't need any color. The only downside is that the paper comes on a roll, so I have to roll it in the opposite direction to get it to lie flat. And yeah, definitely do not iron it. It will leave burn marks on your pattern, which I learned the hard way. This product is not sponsored or anything. I was generally over my old printer and wanted to share this find in case anyone else is in the same boat. To make the toile, I used muslin. I just tore off the amount I needed for the corset and laid out all my pattern pieces to make sure everything fit nicely on the fabric before tracing the pattern pieces. To be super precise with my mock-up, I used wax paper to trace my pattern pieces. I sandwiched the fabric between 2 layers of wax paper, one underneath and one on top, then used my tracing wheel to trace along the inside of the pattern lines. After that, I went over with a technical pen without refill, and as you can see, this technique gave me 2 clear lines to work with. Once all the pattern pieces were traced onto the fabric, it was time to cut them out. Now that I had all the pieces cut out, I measured and cut the bias tape to match the length of my marked boning channels. Then I pinned them in place, ready to take them to my sewing machine. Once the boning channels were sewn onto all the pieces, I started assembling the corset. I began by pinning the front pieces together, then moved on to the side panels and finally the 2 back pieces. After that, I pinned everything together and sewed the seams. Since this is just a toile, I used plastic burning only in the panels. I added the channels and left out the seams. For the lacing, I only punched the holes into the back to be able to lace the ribbons through. The moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. The corset fitted me perfectly. I didn't have to take anything in and I was able to breathe and move quite comfortably. The only adjustment I actually did was the length of the corset. I took my Toile circle skirt that I had at hand and pinned it to the corset to see how much I want to take off the corset and how it would be shaped. I adjusted this in my Illustrator file and reprinted the pattern. Now that I had the perfect fitting pattern, it's now time to work on the real garment. In part 2, I show you how I made my birthday dress based on this pattern. Stay tuned and press on the subscribe button and the bell so you stay up to date for part 2.